What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Betting Edge podcast brought to you by oddsjam.com. I am your host, Anthony Servino. Follow me on Twitter at The Real NFL Guru. Follow the show at OddsJam. We can be found at all the top social media and podcast platforms. Remember, if you're watching right now on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the alert icon so you can be notified anytime we drop some new content here over at OddsJam. If you hear anything you like in this video, or if you want to engage, please hit the like button. Please drop a comment. We will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. And what I'm going to do today, I live in New Jersey, and since sports betting has become legalized in the state of New Jersey in 2018, there is now over 21 sports books in this state to choose from. And if you are using the great tools at OddsJam, if you want to be a profitable sports bettor, you need more than one sports book. You can't get by with just one. You can't even get by with two, because if you're line shopping and trying to get the very best odds, you need 5 to 10 at least sports books in your sports betting arsenal to be sure you're getting the very best lines possible for the markets you are trying to wager on. And today I'm going to count down my top 5 sports books for anyone living in the state of New Jersey, or anybody traveling into the state of New Jersey. Of course, once you're in state lines of a state in which sports betting is legalized, you're good to go. So let's get right into it. And this first sports book I want to talk about today, this is kind of an honorable mention. It is a sports book that I like to use myself, but it doesn't quite make my top 5. And it is the SugarHouse sports book. It's one that I really like a lot. And the reason why it doesn't make my top 5, and I'm going to be maybe a little bit petty here, it's not aesthetically pleasing like the rest of them. It's kind of bland, right? It's also very, very cluttered. Like, if you see the screen right here, I'm running my mouse over the real winners section. I don't really care, right? Unless my name is up there. And even if my name was up there, I don't know how much I really care about it. All it does is clutter the homepage. This should really be, I don't know, for a bet slip or something like that. Now, there are a lot of good things about SugarHouse. I like the layout. There's the online casino, and this is a sports book review, but most sports book have an online casino attached to it, and a lot of promotions. If you bet, let's say, $10 on Monday Night Football, we'll give you 5 free spins. That's free money, people. Even if you're not into the online casino, why not take a shot and try to win off of their dime? Of course, there are playthrough requirements that, if you read the terms and conditions at every sports book, they're all different. So you might need to play through the winnings from the free spins, but who cares? It's free money. You have to make sure you're taking advantage of the promotions. SugarHouse, they have something called house specials, and I'm going to click on it here. And a lot of their house specials, they also have profit boosts attached. So not only are they already boosted, but a lot of times you could get an additional 20% or more attached to it, because they're trying to entice you to use it, like right here. Jets quarterback Mike White to throw over 300.5 yards. This guy really impressed against the Cincinnati Bengals, and their defense in Cincinnati, they're not great, right? And obviously, Mike White threw the football all over the field against them. Much tougher opponent in the Indianapolis Colts, but what the Colts do really well is they defend the run. You can throw on the Colts, and this is like pretty damn enticing. 300.5 passing yards, plus 135 odds, and I can't sign in on this computer. I have like a proxy thing. So normally I would bet off my laptop or on my phone, so I can't sign in to show you. But there's usually a profit boost attached to this where you can get better odds off of an already boosted wager opportunity. Another thing I like about the SugarHouse Sportsbook, we talked about the house specials. I do like the layout when you're going into individual markets. Like here, right here, log in every Wednesday for a 20% live NBA profit boost. You know, you got to take advantage of the promotions. And if you go through the Odds Jam YouTube channel, you will see videos about how to take advantage of each and every promotion at Sportsbooks. So I like the layout here. They're all different. They're all kind of the same, but I like how if you click on upcoming, you have your futures really all in one spot. You can go through your leagues here. When you click on the actual game, you scroll down and it's pretty much cut and dry. You have all of your markets, player points. Everybody, we'll get to DraftKings later. If you go to player props, everything is all in one spot, where at SugarHouse, it is individualized player points, assists, rebounds. Over here at player specials, if you click on points, this is where you're going to find 3-pointers. They're not all in one spot. Another thing you want to do when you're going through your sports books, you want to make sure you know the promotions. You always, always, always want to take advantage of the promotions at sports books, your profit boosts at sports books. There's always something being given away. There's always something to be had for free. Like I said here, this was already boosted. I talked about this already. The over 300.5 passing yards for White. It was 135, like I showed you on the house special screen, but if you wager it, you can get plus 175. It is a wager already boosted, getting boosted just a little bit more. So now what I'm going to do, let's get into my number 5 sports book, and that is going to be Caesars, as you already saw on the screen. And the Caesars Sportsbook, I'm still getting used to it. Like, I wasn't crazy about it at first, and I don't even know if they're going to let me through here. Okay, here, let's hit later. What I like about Caesars, the sign-up bonus, is outstanding. The first bet match, risk-free, up to $1,000 or $1,001. So that's really aggressive here. There are other free bets out there that don't go up that high. So you want to make sure you're taking advantage of the risk-free betting offers upon signing up. You want to, when you're signing up, let's say you don't want to join 10 sports books, right? You only want to join 5. Well, make sure you're signing up to the ones with the best welcome offers that fit your needs. Caesars is great, and I didn't like it at first, like I said, but I'm getting used to it, and it's really emerged as my number 5 sports book here in New Jersey. They're always running different promotions, and promotions vary by state. Let's click on a promotion. We already talked about the bet match for your welcome offer. New users on the casino size. On the casino side, a $50 welcome offer if you use it within the first 24 hours of play. There's always contests running. Like if you wager on certain markets, and of course you click on the terms and conditions and more info, you can win a trip to the Super Bowl. A couple of months ago, like early September, they ran a promotion to where and it was for everybody, not just new users. If you wagered $100 in the month of September on NFL action, you got a $150 NFL jersey from the NFL shop. And they gave you back the credit in a gift card. I went and got a CD Lamb $150 jersey for betting $100 that I was betting anyway. And Caesars, because they are so big, right? Like everybody knows Caesars Palace Casino. Everybody knows the Caesars brand in the gaming world. They give away a lot more than everywhere else, but you can't just, you can't just go to a sports book for the giveaways. Of course, you have to like other things about it. Like, look at this Bounce Back Wednesday. football freebie when you wager $50 on Champion League. This is soccer, of course. But if you do wager $50 on the Champions League soccer, you get a $25 free bet. There's a lot of free bet offers on all the sports markets, at least the major ones. NBA, NFL, NHL. If you bet X amount and you lose, we'll give you a free bet back, or we'll give you a profit boost. If you win your bet for the NFL or the NBA, we'll give you a free bet. So not only do you place the bet and win, but they will give you a free bet of matching your stake up to $25. You just need to keep your eyes peeled for these promotions. Let's go back into the sports book. And let's click on, here's football's already up, and we all love football, right? And let's go to an NFL market, because that's what I love to do the most. I love NFL and NBA the most, but I'll pretty much wager on anything. And the tools at OddsJam, by the way, the expected value tools, the plus EV tools at OddsJam, give you the opportunity to wager on any market at any time, because if you're placing plus EV bets and you're working the system, you're guaranteed, and they have the data to prove it, you're guaranteed to be a profitable sports bettor over time, as long as you're following the system and the model over at oddsjam.com. So here, let's look at these games. Let's click on this Jets-Colts game, and you have same game parlay options. You have odds boosts, and I love the boosts at Caesars. All different ones that they have here for you already. And they're attainable with pretty good odds. You still want to shop the odds, but these are pretty attainable. Wentz over 200.5, and Wentz has been hot with the rushing touchdown. And the Jets can be gashed on the ground. You can score in the Jets on the ground. Jonathan Taylor, one of the best running backs in the NFL, if he scores the first touchdown and goes over 99.5 rushing yards, plus 750 odds, that is a pretty good bet to make if you throw $10 on it. At plus 750 odds, and this is one that can hit, you win $85. Of course, you can go more, but with these boosts, you don't want to go too crazy unless you have a big-time gut feeling or you handicap it the right way. Let's go off of this. Let's clear the selection, get this out of here. The specials, they have specials for a lot of these games, similar to the boost, but the specials are, almost like same game parlays. Wentz over 239.5, JT to score a touchdown, two extremely attainable legs to a two-leg parlay at plus 200. Like the probability of JT to score, the probability of Wentz to throw for 239.5, so 240 yards against this secondary, has a very, very good shot of hitting. I remember during the not the World Series, the ALCS, when early on, when it was like home run galore and Kiki Hernandez was going off against the Astros, Red Sox Astros. They had, if 3+ home runs were hit, 4+ home runs. If Kiki hit a home run, everything was boosted. I made some good coin on those markets. So Caesar Sportsbook, like I said, I didn't like it at first, really grew on me, and that is my number 5 sportsbook. Let's go to number 4. And my number 4 sportsbook, I had a hard time even including this one, because like you hear the great people at OddsJam say all the time, if you're profitable at a sportsbook, you're going to be limited. And guess what? Didn't take me very long. Once I joined OddsJam and started using the tools, I was limited at Sportsbook, at the BetMGM Sportsbook very, very quickly. Sometimes they'll let me place a wager in, but sometimes I'll go to place a $20 wager and they'll cut me down to $2, and then I almost want to throw my phone through the window. But that's the way it is. If you're profitable, you're going to be limited, and that's almost like a badge of honor. Forget the badge of honor. I'd rather be able to place the wager I want to place. That's another story for another day. But over at BetMGM, man, they have some aggressive odds. You can always find ARB opportunities at BetMGM. I love the layout here. Now, it does look a little bit cluttered, like SugarHouse, but at least the clutter is stuff you can use. Instead of seeing the winners over at the casino, you're seeing your bet slip. You can view live streaming games that you have wagered on up here in the media section. You have a parlay generator. It's like almost like an instant quick pick lottery ticket where you spin the selection, it brings out a parlay, and you can choose NFL, you can choose different markets. You can lock the games you want to keep. You can X out the games you don't want to keep. You can go spread, totals, money line, and you can really generate a parlay. And, or if you just want to use it like a quick pick, take what they give you and throw a couple bucks on it. And then, of course, at the bottom, they want to entice you over to the casino. And let me tell you something about the casino. There is always something to do at BetMGM. Like, they throw free poker, free casino, these like things for Halloween where you shake the pumpkin or crack the pumpkin and, you got a free $1 in a casino. You're saying, what am I going to do with $1? That's 5 spins on a 20-cent slot machine. And who knows, you might win. You just keep rolling it over and hopefully you can add it to your bankroll. Single game parlay insurance, NFL, college, NBA. There's cross sports parlay insurance, Major League Soccer. Here's what I was talking about in the casino section. Bet and get. Bet $20 on the Marvelous Mouse slot machine, and you get a $10 worth of free play to use on Dancing Drums. New York Jets bet and get. You get $5 in free play on the New York Jets roulette game when you bet $10 on New York Jets blackjack. Moving the chains. You can get a $10 free bet to the Sportsbook if you wager $100 on casino games. Same thing with poker. They sometimes run this monthly promotion where you spin the wheel and you'll get a free $5 ticket that you can use in a lot of these poker tournaments at BetMGM. Tons of free stuff. They love giving free stuff away at BetMGM, and I love using it when I'm not limited. Let's go back up to the Sportsbook here, and this is another one like Caesars, a $1,000 risk-free bet up to $1,000. You want to make sure you're watching the videos on this OddsJam YouTube channel because they will tell you how to convert these risk-free bets into bankroll, and the best way to do so with the odds, with the bet or with the free bet conversion calculators and whatnot on the site. There's tackle the weekend promotions that this happens every week. You want to guess the top 6 scoring teams in order, and if you do so, you will win a cut of this money. Go into the Sportsbook section itself. Let's go back here, and you'll see at the top, you scroll through the menu, and there are all different boosted options, different parlay options. You might see one you like. They'll put the ones they obviously want you to go towards up top, but you'll always find something, or you might find something you like. Let's click on the market here. Blazers, Cavaliers. I love how this is laid out. Different. Now, this game is live right now. Different ways to bet that. I don't want to bet a live game. I want to show you the pregame stuff. So let's see if we can go there. Let's go to NFL because we know there's no NFL action as I'm recording this right now. As you can see here, one game parlay. Let's click on it. Now, they limit what you can bet or, what you can wager in this one game parlay here, but it's still pretty aggressive. You can still build a successful parlay here at BetMGM. They have player touchdowns separated from player props, and they have everything broken down. They have win casts, player to score and team to win. Lose cast, player to score and team to win or lose. So really, really fun stuff here at BetMGM. Different ways to bet these games and markets. If you click on the More button, you have halves, quarters, game props, touchdowns, player props. And I love player props more than most. I guess that's a degenerate me coming out. But, the way they have player props set up, it is so, so easy to go through. You have your quarterbacks first, passing yards, touchdowns, picks, completions, longest completion, passing and rushing yards. So really each position is grouped, and in those groupings you have basically every prop market. Same thing with running backs and with receiving, with receiving options, yards, receptions, longest reception, rushing as well. And they also include the quarterback or the receiver with the rushing. They include the running backs with the receiving. So you don't have to really go to 10 different places or have to look hard to find what you're looking for. That's something I really love about BetMGM. And then you even have kickers here. So BetMGM, that's my number 4. Let's go to my number 3. And my number 3 is, let's pull it up. My number 3 is going to be FanDuel. And FanDuel, I made a case for them to be number 2 or 1, but really my issue with FanDuel, they're not as aggressive with promotions as others. There's always promotions running, don't get me wrong, but when you click on a promotion section, like I showed you BetMGM, I showed you Caesars, we'll get to DraftKings in a little bit, like there's not a lot here compared to other places. So I kind of ding them down a little bit. You have to opt into a lot of these, whereas like with Caesars especially, you don't have to opt into anything, which is something I really like about Caesars. But you do have your fair share of promotions at FanDuel. I just don't think they have as many as other spots, but the ones that they do have are pretty good. They're pretty aggressive. Let's get to the main one, a $2,000 risk-free bet for new users. It is outstanding, and this is for the state of New Jersey. It's for casino and sportsbook users. You get a $1,000 site credit on the Sportsbook and $1,000 casino credit. I mean, that's really outstanding. Or you can just, if you don't have any interest in the casino, you could just use the $1,000 risk-free bet if you're a new user, but I would 100% use the $1,000 casino and sportsbook going to each side. Hey, why not? We're wagerers. Why not wager on whatever we can, especially if we're wagering on somebody else's dime? This one, FanDuel, they have the refer a friend, if they sign up and they make the minimal deposit, so qualify for this, each person gets $100 in site credits. And of course, you can't cash out the site credits. These casinos and sportsbooks would not be in business if they let you cash out these bonus funds. It's just simple business here. But again, you can wager with it, you can win with it, and then you can cash out your winnings 9 times out of 10. They have casino games of the week. They have the same game risk-free bets, only up to $10. But hey, like if you do a same game parlay, 3 or 4 legs, $10, you're out nothing because they will give you that $10 back. I mean, these are no-brainer promotions you need to be aware of and you need to be utilizing. Let's go down to boosts. There's always boosts here at FanDuel. Again, not as much as these other online sports books, but the ones at FanDuel, I find they're extremely attainable to hit. Here, Jets and Colts each score 1 touchdown in each half, plus 250. Sometimes the odds aren't as good, especially when there are better teams. But I don't think it's out of the question. Do I think it's a lock? Absolutely not. But I do think it's fairly attainable, especially, we know the Colts, they can score points, and we know the Jets' defense isn't great. Can the Jets move the football and score on the Colts? All they need is 1 touchdown in each half each. That's not a lot. So this is something that I would extremely be willing to put some money on. Different basketball, golf, hockey, a lot of great stuff going on. You have your live games and live markets. Let's click on NFL. I always like going through NFL. That's the ones I know the most. And it'll tell you the different promotions going on for the NFL, risk-free same-game parlay bets up to $10 we talked about, live player prop stats, which is really, really awesome. And you can get this on this FanDuel app where you can get up-to-the-minute statistics so you can be more educated to make your prop bets. We talked about the Refer a Friend program. And then there's obviously the advertisement for FanDuel Fantasy Football. Now, you can use your funds at the casino, at the DFS site, and at the mobile sports book. However, I don't believe you can cash out your funds from all three. Like from what you win at the sports book, I don't think you can cash out at the DFS platform. I have to double check on that, but I know a lot of these places, they let you wager anywhere, but in terms of cashing out, you can only cash out on a specific platform, if that makes sense. But again, just like these other ones, are all fairly easy. You click on it, it tells you the spread, money line, and total. And this is pretty much cut and dry. You have your touchdown scores, you have your parlay option, and then you have your different passing, receiving, and rushing props broken down. Now, only 3 categories, which means when you go to passing, you have to do a lot of scrolling. This is why I liked BetMGM so much, because everything was all in one spot. You didn't have to dig. Here, you kind of have to dig. If you use the Control F, the find button, it makes life a lot easier. But, once you get used to each sports book, you know where to go. But at first, it can get a little bit confusing. Let's go to my number 2 ranked sportsbook in the state of New Jersey. And my number 2 ranked sportsbook is FoxBet. And I might be in the minority. I happen to really like FoxBet. And maybe it's because, hint, hint, I love their online casino. They always have aggressive promotions. That cross market the casino and the sports book. They have a free $5 bet every Thursday and I believe Sunday night. Absolutely free. All you have to do is opt in. They'll give you $5 to use on this game. I mean, who doesn't like free money? It's $5. You could turn that $5 into $10 really, really quickly. Or if you get lucky in a parlay, you could turn 5 into 20 or more. Their first bet for the welcome offer. Now, compared to, FanDuel, where they were giving you $2,000, $1,000 for a casino, and $1,000 for the sports book. Caesars risk-free bet to $1,001. What was the other one we talked about? BetMGM risk-free bet up to $1,000. Well, Fox is only giving you a risk-free bet up to $500, but $500 is still fairly aggressive, so no balks here. They have a challenges section. You could complete personalized challenges and earn rewards, and these rewards, they have the chest. You open up the chest, they can give you $2. They can give you 50 cents. They can give you a free $5 spin-and-go poker ticket. They can give you casino funds. Always something free over at Fox. That's the great thing about these bigger promotions, the BetMGMs and Caesars and places like that. They'll give you a little bit more to keep you coming back. Here's more. $10 casino bet insurance, right? If you bet $10 in football. So it's basically, hey, bet $10 on football, which I do in my sleep, and probably a lot of you do too. And you get a $10 casino insurance, so you can take that, go to the blackjack table, go to the slots, bet $1 a spin if you want. Or what is that? If you bet 20-cent spins, that's a lot of spins for $10. And again, you could potentially turn that into winnings on their dime. A lot of awesome promotions. Friday happy hour, where they have limited time profit boost. They have the refer a friend program, but unlike FanDuel, where it's $100, it's only $50 at FoxBet, but still free money. More things I like about FoxBet. It's aesthetically pleasing. I like coming here. I like looking at it. It looks like a new website because it is. You can navigate very, very easily. Where's the bet slip? Well, obviously, you click on here. Boom, there's your bet slip. If you want to know, and here's something I really, really love. If you want to know how much you can bet, because some of them will limit you, like some of their boosts, you can only bet $10. If you try to bet more, they chop you because it's so attainable. They don't want to get raked. So it'll tell you if you're signed in, especially, or if you're limited, a lot of these places, you make the bet and then they'll chop you. Fox won't even let you make the bet. They'll tell you, try to bet 200, they chop you down to 50. They tell you right then and there. I love the transparency over at FoxBet. I like that. Let's click out of here. You have your boost. And it kind of reminds me of Caesars, where you have your boosts and your player props, where at Caesars it was boosts and specials. Really the same thing. You have your boosts, and that's the things they like to throw up here. Here, Jonathan Taylor to score 2 touchdowns, plus 300. I would almost guarantee this is one of them that they only let you bet like 10 or 20 bucks on. 7 times your money, 6 times your money. They entice you, but some of these are really attainable. 4 times your money. Michael Carter to score a touchdown in the first half. I'm really, on the fence with the first half ones. 6 times your money. Here's one I like. Mike White to throw for 2 touchdowns, Pittman 1 receiving touchdown, Jonathan Taylor 1 rushing touchdown. I mean, come on. If you know football, you know that is extremely attainable. It's normally plus 400. They boosted up to plus 500. That is something you can hit very, very easily, and they boost the odds, and they have their player props. These you can really, really clean up on. Now, the odds might not be the greatest on some of them, like JT 50 and a touchdown. That's almost a lock, but it's minus 175. JT and Michael Carter, 50 rushing yards each. Are you kidding me? Now, Carter might have some difficulty against the Colts, but at minus 110 for them both to do it, you could do a hell of a lot worse. Here's one I love. Michael Pittman, 50 and a touchdown. Plus 125. Like I would go pretty heavy on this. So again, like Caesars, a lot of great things, or a lot of great opportunities at Fox, and that's without you having to do any type of thinking. Just do a couple minutes of research on these, and you can really profit over their odds boosts and predetermined player props. Again, you could do your same game parlay, and then you go into your different markets, your player props here. And one more thing, you can sort these like up to 110. You can pick the odds. Like if you want to do something crazy, maybe I want to throw $15 on something crazy to happen. Mo Alley Cox and Keelan Cole, 75 receiving yards each. Yeah, it's a long shot, but plus 2,200 odds. Maybe you want to play it safe. You only want to go like 112 to 350. There's that Michael Pittman one again. Corey Davis is 50 and a tud. Jamison Crowder, 50 and a tud. JT plus 200 or 100 rushing yards and a tud. Like that one, I might do right now. So FoxBet, aesthetically pleasing, awesome promotions. I don't like the welcome offer. Should be a little bit more aggressive, but they make up for it because once you're there, they're always throwing free money at you to stay in-house, go to the casino, bet at their sportsbook. And if you're using OddsJam, there are a lot of plus EV bets at Fox, like a lot of them. Let's go to my number 1 sportsbook, please. And my number 1 sportsbook is DraftKings. Listen, DraftKings, it's no shock that it's my number 1. DraftKings, from soup to nuts, they literally give. Talk about awesome promotions, not only for new users, but for existing users. Always giving you money back for parlays and same game parlays. New user, bet $5 and win $200 on NBA. Now, it's not the risk-free bet offer, but all you have to do is put a $5 wager on any NBA game and you win $200 if your bet wins. So they're basically just giving you free money right here, which is equivalent. Some like it, some don't. I love these, and DraftKings does them all the time for their new users. Contrary to some of these other sites, like the DraftKings, normally with their free bet, they have extensive playthrough rollover requirements. So I would rather have the bet 5 and win 200 here. Game of the week Wednesday, like there's something for every day of the week. Tuesdays, if you bet like the TNT basketball game, you do a same game parlay, they give you $10 back. Game of the week Wednesday, if you opt in, you place a pregame bet, and today happens to be Hornets Warriors, you get $1 towards a free bet for every 3-pointer made in the game. Risk-free same-game parlay. We talked about this already. You get your bet back up to $10 if it loses. Goal and first 10 gift boost. And this is provided by, it looks like, Bleacher Report betting. And this is for a hockey game, Blues versus Kings. They have soccer. They have football, obviously. Obviously, here's one for boxing. They have a promotion for everything. Literally for everything. Refer a friend. This one goes back up to $100, unlike Fox, which was $50. DraftKings has a marketplace. They have something called DraftKings Coins. When you place bets, when you complete missions and challenges, your coins add up. You can turn those coins into, DraftKings credits to bet, or you can go to the marketplace and get some cool things like NFTs or some swag, things like that. $100. New casino users, $100 in absolutely free casino credits. When I was new to the to the DraftKings Sportsbook, I took that 100. I played dollar hands on blackjack, and I rolled over that 100 and made $100 in cash, and that was off of their dime, risk free. Now, if you don't like the other, bet $5, and if your bet wins, you get $200. If you don't like that one, they have a deposit bonus up to $1,000. You get a 20% deposit bonus up to a G. Now, here is where they have the extensive playthrough rollover requirements. It's all up to you on which welcome offer you want to take, but at least at DraftKings, they will give you options. There's a store I was talking about. Another thing I love about DraftKings, pools. Forget about football pools. They have pools for everything. They even have pools for the WWE, for their pay-per-views. And a lot of these are free. Like here's one, $5, $50,000 NFL jackpot pool, $5. You can only do a maximum of 30 entries, but you can win a piece of $50,000. Here's a free one, free $25,000 Canelo Alvarez Caleb Plant pool, absolutely free, one entry max, and you can win a piece of $25,000. So there's a good mixture of free pools and pools that you have to pay for that you can win some real money on. And it goes NFL, wrestling, boxing, MMA, you name it. Here's hockey. There's something here. Wild Weather Wednesday. There's something for everything. And some of these, like I said, are absolutely positively free. Some of these are sponsored by DoorDash or Xfinity or a beer company like Coors down at the bottom here. DraftKings, always something for free, always trying to get you to stay and play, which I absolutely love about them at DraftKings. And of course, their Sportsbook. I mean, their Sportsbook is outstanding. Now, do I love the Sportsbook? Like, okay, like I said, there's always something you don't like. And I guess the one thing I don't like about the DraftKings Sportsbook, I guess, is how you have to dig a little bit harder. Like when we looked at some of these other ones, you didn't really have to dig a lot. Let's go back to this Colts-Jets game where here, okay, you have your props, your quarterback ones. It's a little bit of extensive. Like, I wish it was a little bit cleaner. I wish they were all like BetMGM, okay? I really wish they were, but they're not. Sometimes, like, if you click on here, and obviously this isn't the best, here, like running back and receiver together, they should be in different categories. And this is what I'm talking about. They have everything all jumbled up. And sometimes, like here, let's click this button. Sometimes they're like that. So if you're looking for a certain player, you're using the Control F and searching, you're not finding it. Well, it's because the option is closed and it's not open. Like, it is not normally like this. It's normally like where like one or two, like the top two are open, and then the rest you have to go and click on to see the available options. But, all of these sports books have the good and the bad, but in terms of my number one, DraftKings is absolutely positively fantastic, always giving you something for free, and they all do, but DraftKings gives you the most. It's fairly easy to use. From A to Z in terms of being aesthetically pleasing, easy to use, no clutter. DraftKings absolutely positively number one in my opinion in the state of New Jersey. But thank you guys for checking out my sportsbook reviews. I really had a good time doing this. Listen, I use 10 different sports books. There are over 21 to choose from. However, I just talked about my top 5 plus SugarHouse at the top, which was an honorable mention of the ones that I use the most. You really can't go wrong with any of them, but if you're going to choose 5 and you live in the state of New Jersey, I would extremely encourage you to utilize the 5 I just mentioned. Because they are the most giving, they are the most easy to use, and their odds, as long as you're shopping, their odds are also fairly aggressive as well. Again, you have to line shop, you have to make sure you have multiple sports books in your arsenal to get the very best odds, but these are the ones that I use the most, that I will find the best odds using the tools at OddsJam, and you have to be, you don't want to be stuck finding a really, really good plus EV bet, and then, oh, wait, I don't belong to this sports book, and then you go sign up 5 minutes later, you go and, oh, I missed out on a really good opportunity because I'm not a member yet. So if you like anything that I said, be sure to go sign up to these sports books. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the alert icon so you can be notified anytime OddsJam drops new content. My name is Anthony Servino, and we will see you later.